A few years ago, if you asked me what makes people successful, I probably would have given you the same answers everyone else gives. Like work harder, wake up at 4 a.m., grind, hustle, sacrifice everything, you name it. And while hard work absolutely matters, the older I get, the more I realize that the habits that have made me the most money, given me the best opportunities, and improved my life the most don't actually look like a lot of work. I have even overthought them very many times, but quietly they change everything. So today, I want to share some of these habits that I genuinely believe creates success, wealth, opportunities, and peace of mind. And the funny thing is, you probably ignore them because they seem too simple. So number one, delayed gratification. This one changed my life for sure. We live in a world that wants everything immediately. You want the likes ASAP, you want the views ASAP, you want the sales ASAP, you want validation ASAP, you want success immediately, right? But most of the good things in life come with a waiting period. The business that you start today may take years to become profitable. The content that you post today may not get attention for months. The skill that you're learning today may not pay off until next year. We even go to university for 4 years, right? The gym session that you take today might not transform your body tomorrow. The investment that you make today won't make you rich next week. Like, success is often just delayed gratification. It's choosing what you want most over what you want now. I think one of the reasons so many people quit is because they are just constantly checking for results, right? They are planting the seeds and then digging them up every 3 days to see if they are growing. Imagine planting a mango tree and then getting angry because there are no mangoes after 2 weeks. That's exactly how many of us approach our goals. We want the reward before we have even earned it. Learning delayed gratification taught me patience. I've seen many people start, but because they are so eager to get results, they quit when the results take longer. Yeah. So number two, listening to your body. I don't think enough people talk about this one. We are constantly consuming information, podcasts, YouTube, videos, news, social media, courses, advice, opinions. Like, everyone is always talking, but very few people are listening, and especially listening to themselves. Sometimes the answers that you're looking for are not in another video, they're not on TikTok, they're not on Google, they're not on ChatGPT. It is in your intuition, it is in your body. Have you ever noticed how the best ideas that you have often come when you're walking, or when you're showering, or when you're resting, or when you're sitting somewhere without any distractions? That is because your mind is always processing information beneath the surface, right? And when you finally give yourself space, solutions start to come. Especially for us women, our bodies were literally designed to create life, to birth things. And I don't think that only applies to children. I think we are also designed to birth ideas, to birth businesses, to bring forth dreams, creative projects, solutions. But you can't birth anything if you're constantly drowning in noise, right? So number three, move your body. I've noticed that whenever I stop moving regularly, I start to overthink. Everything feels heavier. The problems seem bigger that I have. I become less creative, less energetic, and less optimistic. But after a walk, somehow everything feels manageable again. Like, your body was built to move, and a moving body creates a moving mind. I've heard people say that depression can't stay in a moving body. So now, obviously, life is more complicated than that, but I understand the message, right? And I believe that movement changes your state, and your state affects your results, right? So number four, be kind. Yeah, this one sounds so simple, but Kindness has opened more doors for me than being clever. As like, people remember how you treat them, how you make them feel long after you've forgotten even what you said. And being kind does not mean being a pushover. It doesn't mean letting people take advantage of you. It means choosing generosity, choosing compassion, choosing to encourage someone who's going through something, right? And we can be honest, it feels good. There's something deeply satisfying about helping someone, about making someone's life better, like supporting someone, giving them without immediately expecting something back. And the Bible says, give and it will be given back to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You remember that verse, right? So whether you're not religious or not, there's a wisdom in the giving principle. The more value you create to others, the more value tends to come back into your life. And it might not be immediate. It might not be immediate and not always from the same people, but it comes back. And I've seen opportunities come from random acts of kindness, like introductions, referrals, recommendations, friendships, business opportunities. Like, you never know which seed will grow. So plant generously and always plant kindness. So number 5, take ownership of your success. This lesson took me years to learn, especially because I'm naturally introverted. And an example, when I was employed, I remember like situations where my boss would ask, who did this work? And because my coworker was also my manager, he would step forward and take all the credit for work that I did myself. And we both know that I did the work, right? But I just didn't want the attention. I didn't want conflict with my manager either. But guess what? It ended up seeming like I never did anything valuable, like I never contributed original ideas that would add value to that company. You know, there's a difference between humility and hiding. Winning is not a crime, right? Being talented is not a crime. Being successful is not a crime. And taking ownership of your work is not a crime. And you don't have to brag, right? You don't have to be arrogant because or for your success, but you do need to acknowledge your contributions. The world cannot reward you if it doesn't know that your work exists, right? Many people remain unseen because they refuse to speak up. Don't let that be you. You've earned your achievements, own them. Number 6, pay yourself. This is one of my favorite habits for sure. Every time I earn money, I make sure some of it comes back to me. And I don't mean bills, I don't mean rent or groceries. I mean something that reminds me why I'm working in the first place. And I like buying things like gadgets, pieces of decor, books, sometimes nice outfits and shoes and bags. Like something that's meaningful and memorable to me. And too many people work endlessly without ever enjoying the fruits of their labor. Like every money goes to the bills. And let me tell you, money will never be enough. Rewarding yourself creates like that positive reinforcement. It tells your brain that this effort that I'm putting is worth it. Now, obviously, don't spend recklessly. Don't go broke trying to celebrate making money. But don't forget yourself either. Life is not supposed to be one cycle of paying bills, right? Enjoy some of what you've built. You deserve that, right? Number 7, develop skills. Skills pay bills. It's not the most exciting advice, but it's true. Every skill you learn increases your value. It could be communication, writing, sales, leadership, marketing, negotiation, technology, problem solving, like any skill. Every skill expands your opportunities. And unlike money, nobody can take away that skill from you. A person can lose a job, they can lose a business, they can lose an investment, but if they have the valuable skills, they can rebuild. That's why you hear people, very big people, say that they are not afraid of losing everything because they know that they have skills that even though they were at zero again, they will still rebuild themselves up. And the internet has made learning easier than ever. You can literally learn almost anything for free. So the question is not whether information exists. The question is whether you're willing to apply the information. Number 8, sleep. I've noticed that when I'm sleep deprived, everything feels harder. Like small problems feel very huge. Simple decisions feel overwhelming. My brain becomes foggy. I become irritable. And my productivity drops dramatically also. Yet somehow society celebrates exhaustion. People wear burnout like a badge of honor. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. Congratulations. Your brain is basically fighting for survival. Rest is productive, recovery is productive, sleep is productive. And if you're serious about success, protecting your energy is the most important thing. It's actually the same as protecting your money. These are all great habits, right? When people think about success, they imagine massive actions, big risks, big moves, big breakthroughs, right? But success, or most of the success, is built through small habits that are repeated consistently. So if you're waiting for some complicated strategy to change your life, maybe start with the simple things. Fix the simple things. Because sometimes the habits that feel like the least amount of work end up producing the biggest results.